Thank you. Welcome all to our press conference. Let me debrief you on the outcome of today's meeting, to which we welcomed our new colleague from Luxembourg, Pierre Gramegna, and Reza Moghadem from the IMF joined us as well. The Luxembourgish finance minister introduced himself as well as the new government to us all at the beginning of our meeting. It was a comparatively short meeting, so I'll try and be brief as well. Say a few words on the discussions we had with the IMF on their interim Article 4 mission to the euro area, debrief you on our discussion on the banking union, which was very short because the main work will have to be done tomorrow in the ECOFIN, and I will report on the program countries that we discussed today, Greece, Ireland and Cyprus. First, on the IMF interim Article 4 mission, we basically agreed with the fund's findings, both on economic outlook as well as risks for the Eurozone, broadly shared the IMF's views about main policy areas where action is needed. The IMF stressed the importance of making progress with the banking union, and that is exactly what we intend to do tomorrow. Also dealing with the problems in our banks, and as you know, the ECB will start the process of asset quality review and stress tests as of next year. So those are clear priorities for us. And also the IMF stressed the importance for structural reforms to regain growth and competitiveness in the Eurozone, which is much in line with our priorities. On the banking union, we are, as you know, at a critical juncture on three key files: the BRRD, the Bank Recovery and Resolution Directive, Deposit Guarantee Scheme Directive, and the Single Resolution Mechanism. The Single Resolution Mechanism will, of course, be on the top of our list tomorrow at the ECOFIN, and there is a great sense of urgency among the colleagues to reach an agreement, if possible, tomorrow. Today we focused on the process of SSM implementation. Mario Draghi filled us in on the work that's been done on that. And we talked about the issue of possible backstops on the Single Resolution Fund. All of this was with a view to facilitating the discussion tomorrow, and no conclusions were drawn at this time. Then for the program countries, first of all, Greece. On Greece, we took stock of the progress being made since our last meeting. The Greek authority has been working constructively with the trojka during the last few weeks, yet further progress is still needed on the agreed milestones of the previous review and on fiscal and structural measures for the fourth review, before we can come to a positive conclusion. On the milestones, we hope that necessary conditions will be fulfilled quite soon for the Euro Working Group to be in a position to agree on the disbursement of €1 billion before the year's end. This is, of course, as you know, still part of the previous review, the third review. On the current review, the Troika institutions informed us that they will return to Athens tomorrow to continue work with the Greek authorities to solve as many points as possible to be legislated by year end. But realistically, it's going to be very, very hard, if not impossible, to finalize this review before this year's end. So the final work will have to be done on that in January. And we will come back to that in our Eurogroup meeting in January. We are fully aware of the efforts undertaken by Greece, also by the difficult political situation, yet the job is not yet done. And in order for Greece to return to a path of sustainable growth and job creation, further measures which were already in the agreed MOU, we're not talking about new measures, they were already in the agreed MOU, need to be implemented fully. On Ireland, a separate statement has been agreed and hopefully already distributed to you. In short, we're very satisfied with the final review of the program and are fully confident that Ireland will be able to stand on its own feet as of next year, thanks to all the good work done during the program period. The positive market reaction since the announcement of the Irish decision to exit the program last month shows that this assessment is very much shared by market participants. The final review will unlock a last disbursement of which 800 million from the EFSM and 600 million from the IMF, if the IMF board so agrees, of course. Then finally, I will say a few words on Cyprus. There's also a statement which has been put out on Cyprus. Let me just mention the main points. We endorsed the second review of the program. As I said last time, the program is well on track. All fiscal targets were met with comfortable margins, and significant progress has been made towards recapitalization and restructuring of the financial sector, allowing for further relaxation of capital controls. We were also glad to hear that all prior actions have been completed and that there is a firm commitment to strengthen the government's privatization strategy, which was one of the last outstanding issues. The completion of the review will unlock a disbursement of 100 million euros from the ESM and 86 million from the IMF for Cyprus. That's all from my side, and I'd like to give the floor to Ollie.